All of a sudden, Sparks' voice comes out of nowhere. Hello, guys. How's everyone doing? Boop. Custom train. Oh, baby. Oh, I don't remember where we got to yesterday. I think generally we generated this huge line of command blocks that's possibly always loaded. I'm going to put a thing on the end that prints text in the chat, and then we're going to go see whether it's actually loaded when we're over there, because I'm not sure. I guess I could set the spawn point sort of halfway along this, and that'll keep it all loaded. It visually looks just about always loaded. So we're just going to go set world spawn here. That should keep it all loaded. How many are there? I think there are. Let me pull up Notepad and I will tell you how many there are in that line. There are 241. Which is all of those minus a few. We got rid of a couple. So yeah, that's quite a lot. It's quite a lot. I was considering having these on a separate thing, with like a single command block, and then whenever we need to get the coordinates of the player, it just summons command block minecarts to work it out and then kills them again. But I have a feeling that 200 command blocks are going to take up a lot of space, but they are pretty much passive and idle. They don't cause any lag when they just exist. Whereas summoning and killing 200 entities is probably going to be quite intensive. So even though we could make it a lot smaller by shrinking them down and even actually possibly fit everything into one command block, it's not worth it. Okay, so today we have to work out whether my conversion worked. So the first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to remove all the scoreboard objectives. And stop all the clocks so that we know that any objectives are we'll find any objectives that are missing and be able to add them. So scoreboard objectives, remove that. There's quite a few, I think. And then we'll write down the ones that are re-added and go through, and if it's not working, we'll find out which scoreboard is missing. We can re-add all of these using the existing command blocks from the 1.8 system. Man, there's a lot of them. I don't know how many of these we can cut down on. I think possibly a fair few. Whew. So how you all doing? What are people saying while I'm doing that? XD Rosenheim, why not stack them up? You know, make a line of 20 to 50 command blocks, then go one block up and repeat. Yes, I will do that when we're done. But for now, a straight line is a lot easier to add or remove command blocks to, because you don't have to shift everything around. You can just use a clone. Swinksy says they have a way of finding the chunk corner without teleporting entities. I would love to hear that. I've not heard of a way of doing it other than this way, so that'd be interesting. Yeah, okay, good. Let's continue removing these. Whew. So many. I think a lot of these we have just removed anyway, and I think we're getting to the end. We have gotten to the end. Great. Okay, so when I power this line here, should add several of them back. And now we're going to see what happens when we try and get the coordinates. So we click this button, so it should have added them back. And well, what's this? That can go on that line. We don't have to set that all the time, do we? I'm pretty sure we don't. No, we don't. So that is going to go over here. Sphinxy says something. It's gone. I thought I saw something about falling sand, but it's gone. Oh, he's Skyping me. Okay, I'm not reading Skype messages right now. It just appeared in the Skype corner. Yeah, Sphinxy, if you want to say it, just type it in the main chat, please. Chunk finder Y. This is another scoreboard objective add. As is that. Do we even still want these? I don't know what bedrock info does. Let's go over here and bedrock info. That's the only... So we're not actually using that. Are we using chunk finder Y? Chunk finder Y. It's the only occurrence of that as well. So I think we don't actually need those two anymore. These are for the chest population. So I might actually move a ton of these. Do XZ, I3, I1, I4, I2 is negative. Man, tons is negative. Chest pop is desert, is nether forest. That's a game rule. I think I'm going to get rid of that. Same with that one. That we can re-add at a later date. That is going. That is going. That's still an objective. And then here I think we're actually doing stuff. Yeah, okay. So these are all going to move over. Alright, so this is actually where we're working things out from. Sphinxy says lazy chunks processing falling sand entities strangely. So by finding the lazy chunks process falling sand entities strangely. So by finding the edges of the chunks, we can find the chunk borders. By finding the edges of the chunks, we can find the edges of the chunks. Is I think what you've just written there. Okay. Well, hello, Crothers. Thank you for following on Beam. I am going to think about this. We're going to put a command block here to power the chain. I'm going to put a button down. We need to set our TPOS2 score to at least 1, and we also need to re-add those objectives we just stuck on the edge there. So scoreboard players set Sparks TPOS apparently doesn't exist. Did we change that to cell? TPOS. 2 matches. Okay, I think we're just not adding the objective anymore because I think we actually changed that over for something else. Dpos2 I think is going to be just changed to a tag. So we actually want to change this slightly. Tag equals getPos. Makes a lot more sense. GM4 getPos. Where's the other? Tag equals GM4 getPos. The other one is down here. Scoreboard players tag remove GM4 getPos. I also added from after the last video to remove the cell and cell2 tags on the player at the end as well, so that should all be good. We need to edit that at the very end here as well. Whoa. I can't fly and read Twitch chat at the same time, it appears. So somewhere around here? On off. There it is. Remove GM4 getPos. Okay. Hi Redstone Slime, welcome. We're just sort of getting it ready to go. So we're going to go scoreboard players tag sparks GM4 add set or add GM4 getPos. So we've got the tag. Let's see what happens when we push the button. I'm going to put the scoreboard objectives POSX. Why are these not existing? We're not adding them anymore. What scoreboard score are we? See, I knew we were going to find all sorts of things that we had not added. POSX. Okay, so it's POS. They're just not declared anywhere, apparently. We haven't declared them. I guess we're sticking some more on the end here then. Oh, POSX and POSZ are players. That's why. So we're actually going to go. So I said by T. No, it was found by T. Surely we added T. Did we not add T? I guess not. Let's add T. We're working our way through this. In which case all of these would have said no objective was found by the name T. Yeah. In fact, T should probably be added before everything else. Skyroll asks how I got all the commands in Notepad++. I used a filter in MCEdit called dump command blocks to export them and then edited them in there. This is going to have to go at the start. Somehow. Because there's loads of dummy players being set over here. Just shift all of this along a bit. There we go, right. Let's try this again. T. Now the problem here is that we have large numbers in our sidebar, so we can't actually see the score of T. We're going to have to say command won't work. We need a way of printing the position at the end so we can actually see what it is. Damn. I guess I have to go... I'm not very good at telraw, so I'm going to have to get a telraw generator to output a score. One second, I'm just... well, I'll show you on the screen. Ooh. Okay. Adding text. What am I doing? Scoreboard objective player pause X objective T. Move that up one. Pause Z. Text. Pause X. And scoreboard objective. Pause Z. T. Go. So that should cover us. Can I make... Yeah, I can make layer item mod and moonmun. And duck. There we go. Mods. Yeah! So that, when we click it, should tell us their scores. Pause X 0, pause Z 0. I'm going to add a space in there as well. Oh, hang on. Alright, so when we push this button, hopefully our coordinates will be printed. Okay, well that's not correct. So, something is going wrong, but I kind of expected that. Oh, and Redstone Slime, you can be a moderator as well. There we go. Okay, so what's gone wrong? T at minus 300,000 kind of sounds like what we set it at the beginning here as. Somewhere along here we set pos X, I think. Maybe we don't. Maybe it's further along here. Still numbers. I think that we got numbers and then there was a few. Pos Y 0, pos X 0. Okay, so something's happening. It's good to know. Okay, so why is it setting it to 30 million? That is the question. We tag ourselves with the select score. That's good. Scoreboard players tag list sparks list. We have a CL tag. Chunk load? What's CL? It's not listed in here. I don't know when that's being added. But we have the select tag. No, we don't have the select tag, but that's probably because it's removed at the end. We should probably turn that off and fly all the way to the end here. This is basically going to be a debugging stream, unfortunately. So let's briefly disable this. And this. And this. And try again. Yeah, they're all loaded. I can see them. And the very fact that the tag was removed tells us they're all loaded. Although we still don't have that tag. Oh, because we have to set our get pos tag. Okay, well the coordinates are still printing as that, but we do now have the cell tag, but not the cell2 tag. And I have no idea what GM4CL is. So that's setting our tag correctly. Object successfully summoned. That's the area effect cloud. That won't hang around because it's just being spawned below us and then it dies after 100 ticks. But it is being summoned apparently. Set the score of T for player pos Y to 0. So we're resetting the coordinate T here. And that is apparently working. Oh, hello. Score players pos Y 0, pos X. Add the get pos tag. Click the button. What are they now? Pos X is now 0. Pos Y T0. Pos X to 0. Then pos Z must be somewhere. Then we're teleporting the entity. There's nothing here. Is it not teleporting it? Are we summoning an entity called S? Well, that needs an S to begin with. Custom name S. Right, that might have been part of the problem there then. We add our score, push the button. Oh, we have a different score now. Pos Z, 151. I think it's right. Let's walk over here. Try again. So we should get 153. We do. Okay, that's good news. Coffee. It's very good news. So the pos Z is working, pos X is not. Pos Y, pos X. Then this is all working out. Our pos. Wait, the pos X is the one that isn't working, right? Yeah, pos X. Did I set those correctly? Pos X is pos X, pos Z is pos X. Yeah, I was just checking my tel raw. So we've got it half working. So the X calculation is not working. We're setting pos Y to 0 here, and we're setting pos X to 0. We're not setting pos Z to 0, interestingly. Do we have this for pos Z somewhere? We don't. Okay. So the Z is working and we're not setting it to 0. What happens if we disable that? Just out of interest. It's given us a new number. But out of interest, if we do it again, do we get a different number? We do. It might just keep counting up then because I'm not resetting it. Pos X to 0. Okay. This is teleporting, teleporting, teleporting. Scoreboard players add pos xt a large number. Scoreboard players tag. Why is this here? Why are we teleporting it around and then doing stuff? That seems like a weird order. Decrepit Doors says it was working before, it just had 3000 in front of it. Let's just verify that. So it's our X is 188. Oops. Hey, you're right. Now obviously we can fix this by just taking away that number from the total, but I'd rather find the root cause of the problem. Because otherwise we've just got issues. So it's kind of working. We also need to check that it's finding the corner, but first let's get the player's coordinates correct. Because these are our coordinates, not the corner of the chunk we're in's coordinates. So we're only sort of half done testing this. I don't quite get why... Right, we're teleporting it this distance. We're teleporting it again. Do I have a duplicate command block here? 167777216. 167777216. It's kind of weird. Why do we do that twice? Let's have a look in here. Oh, where are we? Okay. This looks like a duplicate command to me. Everything else is... I think this might be the issue. We may just have two of them. Let's try disabling one and see what happens. The bedrock's just a way of me remembering that I've turned it off. So we're at 188 is our X. It might be 189 because we're... Actually, I'm just going to... It might be 189 because we're at 0.6. Well, we can't actually hit the button from here, so... 187. Well, we have a very different number now. Which is weird. It looks like a duplicate. Are there any other instances of a double? There's a double here as well. Why would it do it twice in a row? I feel like it's not an accident then, because it's doing it for the Z, and the Z is working fine. The X is up here. So I have a feeling that this is actually for whatever... Maybe it's because the distance we're teleporting it is greater than the maximum number you can put into this value, so it halves it so that it can get it the full distance. That would be my guess. Right. So that's probably fine. For whatever reason, it's doing it twice. Execute at e name equals s. Scoreboard players add pos x this number. And now it tags them with the cell2 tag. It's a bit weird that it does it here, but cell2 is not referenced anywhere before that point, so I don't think it's actually an issue. And then after that, it looks pretty normal to me. It just kind of loops all the way through to 1. Then we add 1 to this POSIX score. Here's our POSZ setting. Double teleport. Somewhere there's got to be a typo. Can I... Right, hang on, I haven't done this in a while, but someone's asking which module I'm working on right now. Larry says, how can you not tell? If it's big and confusing, it's either liquid tanks or custom terrain. Too true. I think I'm going to try something here. I haven't done this in a long time, so from here, I guess, I'm going to copy all of this down to here, paste it in here, and then we're going to copy all of this, which is the Z, and we're going to try and compare them. I think we can compare two files in Notepad++. Plugins, compare. Compare. How does it know which two to compare? Oh my god, my eyes. It does appear to be comparing the correct two, though, which is good. It also doesn't seem to tell us what the difference is on a column basis, because I know the rows are different. Skyrail says, why do you need the coordinates for the system? It is because this system is going around the world modifying the terrain, and I want it to be seed specific. And the way that I work out where towers go and where dungeons spawn and what biome something is, I use the bedrock formation in the floor, and to make sure that the towers always appear in the same place for every world, i.e. seed specific, I have to always test the chunk from the same point. So this system works out the corner of the chunk the player is currently in, so that every time it will always check exactly the same blocks in a chunk to work out whether a tower should spawn there or not. It also has the added advantage that if you go into a portal and travel off somewhere and then go back through the portal into a new area, it will correctly scan the 2 points and they will meet up. Because if they weren't quite touching, you might end up with bits of bedrock here and there left over in the ground. So that's the reason. Our compare function doesn't seem to be quite powerful enough, unless there's a way of getting it to tell us exactly what's wrong. What does this button do? I think it just selects 2 rows. It's not a button. There are also different zoom levels for some random reason. It's really weird. I don't understand why they're not lining up. Huh. Yeah, it's too bright, but I don't really know. I was hoping that it would tell me where in the column there is a difference. I guess I can do a find and replace. Pos. Find pos x, replace with pos z. And it still thinks that there's differences. I don't see a difference. Is there a recheck button? Okay. Okay, so now it looks like it's finding them to be the same, which is what I want. And then these will be different because they are teleporting to different places. I was hoping there'd be a clear and obvious typo somewhere. In the Nether, the bedrock floor... Wait, Polyboy says that the bedrock in the Nether gets generated by coordinates. I think you're referring to the bedrock ceiling. The bedrock ceiling is a looping pattern, but the bedrock floor remains random seed-specific generated. I can't tell what is wrong with X. Let's clear the comparison. Okay. So I'm... This is annoying. See, I could just take away 300,000, sorry, 30,000 from that score to fix it, but that doesn't fix the underlying problem, which is an overlying problem because it'll come back to bite us in the future. Oh man, but I don't get what's wrong. Okay, you know, this is one of the bad things about 1.9 command blocks. If this is 1.8, I could just do this and run them one at a time, but that's a lot harder to do here. What we're gonna have to do is copy each one and power it individually, I guess. This is gonna be fun. Right, so we're going to set our get pos score to 1, and we're going to do that one. Done. Then we're gonna summon the area effect cloud. We're gonna give it a much greater age. Let's just go check that that's actually down here. Yeah, it's down there. Okay. Crowther says for the chests I could use the new loot table system. I could use the new loot table system, but something I really like about my custom chest system is that it is based on height. I can choose what appears at different heights in a chest, which I think is really nice because we can have taller towers have better loot and deeper dungeons have better loot. What I might try is combining the default Minecraft loot tables with my system, but the only way we can do that is if we force it to populate the chest before it inserts the other items. So we'll have to see whether that's possible. Custom names duration. Yep, okay, that's fine. Next we set this to pos y to 0, which is fine. Set pos x t to 0. Where's the difference here? We're setting pos y t to 0 via executing on the player. For some reason. And then this one here just sets like that. Execute add tank equals gm4 selected. C equals 1. I'm not really sure why we're doing that, because pos y is a dummy entity. We shouldn't have to execute. But pos y is working and pos x isn't, so that's something to consider as a difference between the two. Pos x to 0. So right now, pos x is 0. Still 0, that's to be expected. Teleport succeeded. Add POSIX this. Man, this is going to take ages to go through. Hello. The number you have entered is too small. Is too small? See, now I don't know if this is an error. I don't know if this is an error or whether this is how the system works. Polyboy says you're not possible because loot chests only get generated when the chest gets opened. That is not true. If you put a hopper under a chest, it will generate the contents. If you break the chest, it will populate it. And I think there may be one or two other things you can do to it that cause it to populate. So the trick, the challenge would be to force it to populate using something like that. Basically, force the chest to open by putting a hopper on top of it. We could probably put a hopper on top of it, feed it an item, and that would probably populate it as well. These are things we'd have to check. I'm really annoyed that this position system isn't working though. Our X and Z are not very different. So I'm not sure why that is happening, but isn't this the number that we are over on? So, yeah, because that is the number that we are over on the X at the end. We get that plus the actual value we want. Oh, I see. Right, I'm not sure. Is this number under pos Z? Yes, it is. Polyboys, I haven't tested it in the most recent 1.9 version, so I may be wrong about the chest populating, but when they first came out, those are tests I did and found that caused it to populate, because I wondered what would happen. So it might be that either Zuma just didn't know, or that it's changed since I looked. Ah, I'm so annoyed about this position thing, though. So this command is failing. You can actually see it fail here. Let's see if any of the others fail. This one... Wait, what? The number you entered is too small. I'm not entering a number. When was this printed? 21:35. A couple of minutes ago. Hmm. This one has never run. Why did they not run? Oh man, this is a headache. It's annoying because he's still down there. Okay. Because Z is working fine. Our Z coordinate correctly calculates. Let's go, I guess we can go look at the Z. And see whether the Z value had failed in its last try as well. So many command blocks. I'm looking for it to say pos Z. Still X. Pos Z. Here we go. So teleporting it back to the player. In fact, we're teleporting it to us. Then we're setting our pos Z to this number. I wonder whether this is why it's broken. There's our marker. I'm going to use something else for the marker. Okay. It's because we're setting the X to 0. Okay. Get pause, push the button. What? Now X works and Z doesn't? What did I change about the Z? That is weird. Oh, hi, Monkey. Monkey finally signed up to use the chat. Did I set the pos Z? Pos Y is 0. Pos X. Chess population does work as Spark says. Yeah, okay. So somehow I fixed X and broke Z. What did I do to Z though? I don't remember. It might be because we've got this leftover entity down here. I think I've... Oh, he's gone. Okay, maybe if I try it again. Kill at E, tap equals area, effect cloud. Natural caution makes me do a save first. Okay, there is no area effect cloud. Okay, maybe if I do this again, it'll work, because I think I have that leftover one from the earlier test. 187,150. Yeah, okay. Great, it's working! Yes! Fantastic. I'm just going to... Ooh, there goes the button. I'm just going to go fly over here and... Yeah, they do need to add tab completion to entity selectors. Let's go re-enable these. I think it's working. What we need to do now is make sure that it's finding the chunk corner. So that's further down the end here. So, Monkey's making comments about my hair for some reason. before we kill this entity, the corner finder entity, I think it might actually summon a... I think it summons a chunk checker, which we can actually get rid of these speech marks at some point. So what I might quickly do is just add a copy this, execute at the name equals chunk checker, set block stone. Okay, see ya monkey, thanks for watching. And I have noticed that we are only executing on players with the correct CST score. So what is our CST score? Scoreboard players list sparks. It's currently not set. Scoreboard players set CST 1. I believe 1 summons it directly below us. Yeah, okay. So this should set a stone block in the corner of the chunk we're in. Theoretically. We need to tag ourselves to say that we need our position gotten. Click that. Our coordinates are 18. Is there any stone? There is stone. It seems a little far away. 187, 150. I'm going to mark our location. We are not on a chunk corner. Let's go look and see if this is a chunk corner. It is. Is that the closest chunk corner to us that's divisible by 32? Calculator time. Come on, calculator, load. For some reason, Windows 10, there's a few things it just doesn't like. The 3 things are Skype, the calculator, actually there's 4, the search bar, and for some reason, the new Microsoft Edge browser, I cannot open it, it just crashes. Okay, scientific calculator. So we're doing 160 mod 32, should be 0. Yep, good. And 128 mod 32, 0. That's good news. So TP sparks 32. Yeah, I think it's working. Wow. I think it's working. This is going to take ages to coil. So what we want to do now is put a clock on the end here. And then we also need to, so if we put the clock here, nothing's going to happen. If we fly over here past that line and I set my score, should place another stone block. Yeah, look at that. If I do it over here, I think it's working, guys. What we want to do is we want to check that the negative coordinates are working. Hello, Dr. Dragon Killer. Welcome to the stream. And Stuffy, did I say hello? I'm not sure. Stuffy, you can be a mod as well. There you go. So we're going to go to a negative coordinate now and just check if it's working. It should put it in the negative most point of the chunk, and it should be all good, hopefully. TP Sparks. I don't know where this is, actually. I'm going to game rule, what is it? Keep inventory. True. Spawn point. DP Sparks. Minus 1000. Minus 1000. So now in dangerous, scary negative coordinates. I'm going to set my score and look for the stone block. Can you see the stone block? I don't see it. Is our redstone unloaded? It should be loaded. I did set the world spawn. I guess I need to put a say command on the end here. It's such a long piece of redstone. When we're at this end, the other end is loaded. Alright, let's teleport back here. Yeah, it stops. So for some reason this isn't staying loaded. Okay, now it's working. Both ends are loaded. Let's try setting our score again. There's our stone block. So let's mark where we were. Which is 1000, 1000. And then let's go look over here. Hopefully this is a chunk corner. It's one off. The chunk corner is here. Polyboy says loot table chests get generated when a hopper is placed on it. It gets blown up. A comparator is placed beside it when opened and when destroyed. Haha! I bet we can use at least one of those actions to combine Minecraft's loot tables with mine, which means we can put custom Gamemode 4 items like heart canisters in them. We can put our own special items and still have a certain balance of better items at deeper depths and higher heights. So, this is apparently one off. This is the chunk corner. You can see the chunk location here, 0, 0. If we teleport in the positive 32, it does take us in the right direction. So I think what we may have here is an offset. Interesting. Very interesting. It might be like that on purpose. We're gonna have to link these two up. Link the chunk scanning to this. Then we're gonna have to generate the scanning process on the edge of the negative chunks, like at Y 200 or something, then teleport to like Y minus 200 and fly towards the first set of chunks and see whether they line up. I think that's what we're going to have to do. Moderators on Beam. I have no idea what moderators on Beam do. I assume that you can ban people if they are being silly people, if they're being dirty birdies. Oh man, we're doing good things today. I'm surprised by how few issues we had with that whole system. A couple of scoreboards needed adding, but in general that's pretty good. So this is our actual clock system. We need to be able to reference this point to power it. So we can get rid of this clock. Block data. Auto. 0. Okay, so we should now be able to pulse that. Eventually that will be in a specific position compared to the start armor stand. So this system over here, which is where the clock's actually supposed to go, oh, here it is. GM4 check location tag. I think this is actually what we've called cell. I think we have the two different ones here and there. Basically, I just forgot what I'd called it. So this is actually supposed to be GM4 cell, I think. Did I say it was? That's cell 2. Get pos GM4 underscore cell. Slell. Okay, so that's the tag which tells that it needs to do its thing. If our chunk scan type is at least 1. Okay, so if we put this here, we should be able to execute at e tag equals GM4 cell. Say 1. That's probably not going to do anything right now. We're going to use absolute coordinates for the moment, and we'll have to change it to an armor stand relative thing later. So these are our coordinates. Block data. Auto 1. Should print 1 once, the word 1. No? Didn't? 215829. Oh, I'm actually not forward slashing. There we go. Okay, so that goes in here. And it should only run when we find bedrock. So I'm going to go and MC edit out all of that, all those barriers, and we're going to approach it from 2 directions. Stuffy says, he found a fun feature the other day. You can replace item a player's weapon slot and it goes to whatever slot they have selected. That's interesting. Cool way to give an item to somebody's hand. That's interesting, I didn't know that. Right. Chests with loot tables also get generated when a drop is placed beside them. Okay, there's plenty of ways to do it then. Plenty of ways of forcing it to generate. What am I doing? I'm in here because... oh yeah. I'm going to go into chunk view. Those are our stone blocks. We're going to select all of these chunks. I'm going to prune. Good. Back to camera view. Okay, bedrock's back. Back to Minecraft. So this should start scanning the train as soon as we log in. Oh my god, what is going on? There be holes. I think I know what's happening, because I'm setting this stone block. It's going, you what, mate? There's no bedrock here. Yeah, you can see the area effect cloud there. I think I need to go fix that. Where do I do that? Is that at the end here? I love the beautiful chunk holes we have here as well. I think that's right at the end here. Yeah, here it is. Right, back to deleting. Don't load too quickly, jeez. We have some entities chilling out over here. Quite a lot of them actually, that's a little bit scary. How many are there? 6 area effect clouds. I think that might be because there were stone blocks there and they weren't getting killed? I'm not entirely sure. We've got to be really careful about these armor stands being left behind. Delete entities and then fill bedrock. Okay. I'm going to make another backup. It's been a while since I made a backup. Right. Minecraft saves. Custom train spread checking. Okay, we've got a backup. Let's go back up here. I probably should have kept the calculator open. I'm going to need it again later. Oh, those world holes are probably causing problems. Kind of surprised the spreading isn't happening though. You'd think it would be doing it around here. Am I doing something weird that I shouldn't be? Because this system works, and we tested the chunk scanning system earlier. Let's stop it and see how many area effect clouds we have hanging around. There are none. Fill barrier. I have realised that I wonder whether the area effect clouds are being spawned and then the time between that and the next clock cycle is greater than the life of the armor stand of the area effect cloud. Maybe. Is it plugged in? So these have a duration of 50 and they were spreading fine at the current clock's speed. We do summon more over here, I think. Somewhere over here. Somewhere. Here it is. Duration of 100. That should be way more than enough. If I fly over here and stand on this, does that number change? We stopped the clock, so it wouldn't. Apparently the stream is buffering. Is it back? One, 5. It's still summoning the cloud here. Oh, it would do, I think. Did I just give off a little potion swirly? It's weird. Oh, these are barriers. What does it think my position is as it's doing this? Seems to be still working it out. Huh. Is it because I'm missing the GM4 cell tag? I think I'm missing the GM4 cell tag. No, I'm not. I have no idea what level I am on Beam, actually. Well, it's almost working. I think we're going to leave it here for today, though, because I have other things that I need to do before I go to work tomorrow. So I guess I'll have to think about what's going on here and work it out. But we've made some pretty good progress today. We did a little bug fixing mostly. I will see you next time. Thank you for watching.